In the Gospel of Luke, chapter 17, Jesus issues a command that is as brief as it is sharp. Remember Lot's wife. Out of all the sprawling epics, towering kings, and defiant prophets spanning thousands of years of scriptural history, Christ isolates this specific, fleeting event. He points us to an unnamed woman, a person whose entire legacy boils down to a single, seemingly minor physical gesture that sealed her doom. Why does the fate of this one woman weigh so heavily on Christ's definition of faith? To understand the weight of this warning, we must trace the historical record back to the final hours of Sodom and the forensic details of a divine evacuation. The story begins in Genesis 19, across the plains of the Dead Sea. The cities of Sodom and Gomorrah have become completely consumed by sin, and God has slated the entire region for total destruction. But before the judgment falls, God targets a specific family for rescue. He sends angels to extract a righteous man named Lot, along with his wife and 2 daughters. The angels deliver a strict, non-negotiable evacuation mandate to the family. The geographical constraints of the escape are exact. They are told to flee immediately to the elevated mountain terrain, expressly forbidden from stopping anywhere in the plains. Then they issue one final absolute parameter: escape for your life. Do not look behind you. In this moment, survival is tied to a single condition. God's mercy requires their absolute, unquestioning adherence to the escape plan. As Lot and his family run, the execution begins. A shower of fire and brimstone rains down, violently erasing the cities they just left. And it's here, right in the middle of the chaos, that we hit the record of Genesis 19:26. From behind her husband, Lot's wife breaks the final rule. She turns and she looks back. The physical consequence is instantaneous. The text tells us that the very moment she turns, she transforms into a pillar of salt. When we read this, our immediate instinct is to ask why she looked. Was she terrified of the noise? Was she worried about friends left behind? The biblical text deliberately omits any psychological explanation. We aren't meant to speculate on her internal emotions or curiosities at that moment. Her internal motive is irrelevant to the narrative. The only defining metric of the event is the fact itself. God gave a direct command, and she chose to disobey it. Which brings us right back to the Gospel of Luke. When Jesus tells his followers to remember Lot's wife, he is applying the evidence from Genesis directly to the present. That pillar of crystallized salt remains a frozen image of what it looks like to be spiritually paralyzed. The angel's instructions left no room for a pause. Their survival depended on a constant forward flight, a literal race to stay ahead of the judgment falling behind them. Her decision to look back revealed a heart still tethered to the city. She was being pulled out of Sodom, but her desires were still rooted inside its walls. The fate of Lot's wife demonstrates that faith moves in only one direction. To follow the path God sets means leaving the past behind, without a single glance at what was lost.